Tout Bouts Talk with Big Pop and Professor S.
WWE Champion CM Punk underwent emergency knee surgery on Tuesday afternoon. Dr. James Andrews,
best in the world!
Google him, performed arthroscopic surgery on the champ on Tuesday. One of the biggest perks of this particular surgery, though, is that the timetable is accelerated significantly compared to other types of knee surgery. The WWE is expected to let Punk sit out of the main event of TLC to make sure he's in form for the showdown with The Rock at the Royal Rumble. Plans for Ryback's involvement in TLC is now the epic six-man tag match featuring Ryback and Team Hell No versus the renegade upstart rookie faction known as The Shield, hopefully in a TLC-style match.
Definitely fun angles.
Yeah, you might want to do something.
There's really not much I can do with no hair, Lois. It's not like her camera's helping either.
You want to go check your hair in the bathroom? Because I was just there and it wasn't there either.
Our new segment on Tout Bout Talks is Tag Team Talk. We're going to lay some smackdown and some cool topics for you.
Our first match is against Team Hell No.
Team Hell No. Team Hell Yes. It's really awesome that they're working together now. For real. I mean, at first they were kind of like, what's going to happen? Where's the excitement? You hate each other.
Yeah, but that's what I loved about them, the fact they hated each other. Now the fact they're getting along is just like any tag team should anyway, and that's taking away what's special about Kane and Daniel Bryan. I think they're not going to be holding the belts very long.
How about what's special about Kane and Daniel Bryan, that it's Kane and Daniel Bryan in a tag team that they're actually getting along? You're talking about the quote-unquote devil's favorite demon, who's probably the most athletic large guy this business has ever seen. Plus a submission specialist, which he will gladly proclaim himself.
It's lame. Those guys that submission specialists should be wrestling in singles, and Kane is a big scary monster, and you don't want to see him teaming with anybody or being friends with anybody. You want to see him raise hell.
How does Kane look against Roman Reigns? Womp, womp, womp.
The Shield is going to be my guess for what team's going to take over the tag team titles. They're going to wrestle TLC and that six-man tag that I just told you about. And I really think that Rollins and Reigns are going to end up facing Team Hell No, possibly at the Royal Rumble, and finally ending Team Hell No's run. And let the Shield be devastating with a couple of belts around their waist for a while.
Just to say something, where's the rest of the tag teams now that the Shield's involved? You had such a great thing built up.
The tag team division is done until Cody Rhodes gets back. You see Sin Cara's wrestling by himself. Damian Sandow is doing those stupid little promos and getting people out of the audience instead of actually wrestling. He wrestled Santino in a crap clown match. There's even Justin Gabriel and Tyson Kidd. Ever since they gave Kidd 2 pins in Survivor Series, you haven't seen anything about them. Primetime players, they're coming along. But with Sin Cara and Rey Mysterio has been pulled from a bunch of events, so I don't even know how long he's gone for. I honestly believe that everyone's taking a break until Cody Rhodes get back, and if they're lucky and things don't pick up by then, they're going to end up getting back into the whole tag team mold.
All right, so our next topic would be errors. With the release of the Attitude Era DVD, we have to talk about it. I mean, everybody's clamoring for this Attitude Era to come back and for ruthless aggression, and they want to see more edgy TV, and it's just not going to happen. And, I mean, the Attitude Era was great, and we had our Golden Boy Hogan era, we have our Bret Hart Hero era, and then we had the Attitude Era.
Why isn't the Attitude Era coming back?
The Attitude Era is not coming back, mainly because of sponsors, mainly because of TV. NBC, USA, all their corporate sponsors, and Mattel, their toy company, does not want them to go crazy because then parents are not going to let the little kids watch TV.
Disney, the Muppets.
Can't forget about Disney, the Muppets. Waka Waka, Jack Swagger. Jack Swagger, please come back. Please come back. But anyways, it's just not going to happen. But is the Attitude Era, does it stand alone as the best era?
Well, you mentioned the Golden Boy era, and I came up watching the Hulk Hogan's and the Macho Man Randy Savage and DiBiase and Jake the Snake, and I can go on and on about that era of wrestling. Junkyard Dog, I loved it. Then there was a definite down spot. Hogan ran what he's doing, what they're trying to recreate with Cena, but not as nearly as successfully as Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan was his own wrestler, an icon, and Cena's always going to be polarizing. His era
So where are we now as far as eras? I mean, are we in the Cena era? Are we in the reality era? Where we're not
I've seen a lot of eras in the Cena era. It's one guy. That's a terrible joke. Sorry.
That's awesome. I love it. I love it.
It's one guy, and it's Cena. Like I said, he's polarizing everybody, and there's nobody else to step up. Like I listed in the Golden Boy era, there was Hogan and Macho Man and Jake the Snake and all them. And then in the Attitude Era, you had Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H, Shawn Michaels to a certain extent. During the Hero era, I believe you called it, like the Bret Hart era, there were a couple of great wrestlers at that time too. But right now, it's in a development stage, and it was that void after Hogan left before the Hero era and before it morphed into the Attitude Era, where there was nobody there, and that's where I think we're at right now. And we're looking at a new era about to start with these reality show winners and these independent wrestlers that are winning the WWE reality show, i.e., Wrestled in Development in Florida. What do you think?
I think it's the John Cena era. I like the rise of the independents. I think we're not quite there yet. I think Cesaro, Rollins, Punk, Daniel Bryan, once more of these Ring of Honor and Dean Ambrose is an indie guy, once these guys start making, I mean, they made their splash. They're all great. And Punk is the beacon of hope for that era right now. But is it there yet? I don't think so. Ambrose needs a title. DB needs another singles run. Cesaro needs something bigger than the U.S. title, which is practically spit on.
To get back to the independents and the question itself about the Attitude Era being the best, I'm always going to have a soft spot for the Golden Era. Right now, the Attitude Era is probably my favorite, and this rise of the Independence Era that we're about to see, I think, is the next era that could possibly rival the Attitude Era. But have we seen an era as good as the Attitude Era since? No, I haven't.
I disagree. The beginning of the Ruthless Aggression Era, or whoever named it that or whatever, with Brock Lesnar, Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, JBL, you had the beginning of John Cena, the rise of Jack Swagger, you had Triple H in the run of his career. Not necessarily the prime, but the better run of his career when he was basically holding down SmackDown with Evolution and then feuding with Randy Orton as Randy Orton formed Legacy. I mean, those were good times. Ruthless times.
That was a generational era. That was when Orton was going to be the third generation wrestler, and then you got your DiBiase and you got your Rhodes, and that was all spawned off, I guess, your Ruthless Aggression era, but evolution of Flair, and it's clearly in his twilight, but Triple H in his prime at that point. It still did not compare to the Attitude Era. There was better writing. There was humor. Yes, Ruthless Aggression kind of got back to the wrestling part of it, but wrestling's entertainment. That's a whole part of the show. Yeah. And I found myself more entertained during the Attitude Era. Probably list the Golden Era right up there into a close second, or maybe tied for first, and then the Ruthless Aggression Era.
Well, the difference between my partner and I enjoy the wrestling. I want to see the wrestling. That's what makes the show. You can have all the entertainment you want, but if the matches suck, what the hell are we watching wrestling for? But in the grand scheme of things, it's still a TV show. It's still mass amounts of necessity of entertainment, especially with social media, as we use ourselves. There's a way to get involved, so you need to continually have different things to get involved for.
Like the rest of the world, we're involved right now, the digital era, and that's why these reality people are working right now. I mean, yeah, you have a couple that really made a splash, like Eve Torres and The Miz clearly comes to mind about a great reality star coming up, but that is what we're looking at, where the WWE Universe is supposed to be getting more control by doing the Raw Active, by voting, by touting, tweeting, liking people on Facebook. That's really what it's become now, more of the entertainment part. And as I do agree with you, the fact that wrestling without wrestling, wrestling's not wrestling. I would rather watch good wrestling than with somewhat normal storylines than great storylines with matches that go nowhere.
If I wanted to hear you talk, I'd throw you a fish. That's my Ryback face, which means that's my really, really horrible wrestler, not even a good character face, which means get off my TV, get out of my title scene, Stop feuding with the faction known as The Shield, because they're the ones who should be having your spotlight right now. And stop ripping off other wrestlers of what they did. I mean, come on. You're going to tell me that for the 3 months that you came out, that when they were chanting Goldberg, it was bullshit? Or how about the fact that you sound like the Ultimate Warrior growling into the microphone? What are you doing? These stars don't exist anymore for a reason. You shouldn't exist for this reason very much. You suck, dude. You're not even a good wrestler. And when you did keep up with Punk, it wasn't that great. A lot of people made you out to be something you're not, and you'll never be that. Because you're too big, you're too bulky, and you're a little stupid. And stop breaking people's furniture! In closing, Ryberg sucks.
In extra closing, what's the deal with the voiceover guy that WWE is using that's giving you the little recap at the beginning of Raw?
Carlos is going to do the closing with passion, fire, and he will be the champion of closings by the end of tonight's show. Or will he be?
And next week, will Ryback actually watch this video and hunt down Professor S and powerbomb him through several tables just to get back for the evil ultimate tout he gave? Next week on Tout Bounce Talk.
I did horrible. Sorry for that, guys.
That's what nobody's watching. Subscribe, motherfucker.
You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Tout, and anything else that has a pulse in the social media world. Look for us. We're funny. We need your support because we're going to take over the world.
YouTube, baby. We'll see you next time.